Hi, I'm Tom. I own Body Development alongside my wife Karen. We've been running the gym for the last 13 years in its present location. I've been a personal trainer for the last 32, and since 2008 I've also been coaching other personal trainers through both mentorship programs and training days. When it comes to nutrition, I've done a whole bunch of different nutrition courses, many of them multiple times to get a deeper understanding of them. And I've done literally thousands of consults, helping everybody from elite athletes and all the way through the general public with all sorts of various requirements, be it sports performance, be it body composition, or be it just generally feeling better about themselves.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm a coach here at Body Development. My background, I've got a degree in psychology and I went on to do a master's in human nutrition. I've been on Tom's mentorship program with other personal trainers for the last 3 years, and the last 1.5 years I've actually been a coach here as well.
Okay, in this series of videos we're going to be looking at intrinsic and extrinsic factors, or internal and external factors, that are going to influence your clients' success on their nutritional programs. I'm going to hand over to Ella in a second to run through a few kind of factors that we're going to be talking about and things that you can employ and consider when you're working nutritionally with your clients.
The first thing we look for when considering decision making, especially in the personal training realm, is I look for where their motivation lies. So like Tom just introduced, you've got your internal motivations, so things that you really want and that drives you to pursue that path or that goal. And then you've got external motivators, so things like you feel that you have to do. So constantly we're being told we have to get our 5 a day, and you're more reluctant because you're being told you have to do those things. Whereas if it's internal and you know that your 5 a day is good for you, you're more likely to keep doing it and repeat the behaviour. So a factor affecting your internal motivation is self-belief. This is used in a lot of behavioural change models, and it refers to the ability that we feel we have to pursue and succeed, most importantly, in the goal we've set. So for example, if I want to run a marathon, if I know that I can do half marathons, I've got the mental capacity, I know that I'm physically able, I've got self-belief in my ability to hit that goal. Whereas for some people, getting into the gym is going to be difficult in itself, and they don't believe that they look good enough or that they have enough fitness. So their self-belief in that area is going to be limited, and that's an internal motivator that we need to work on as coaches to help give your client the self-belief and the confidence from inside to pursue. So a second factor influencing someone's internal motivation is perceived control. This refers to a person's ability to control a behaviour. So if they think they have high perceived control, they're more likely to be able to adhere to certain nutritional programs. If you see it as low perceived control, they see it as out of their control, and they're less likely to stick to certain programs nutritionally. So self-belief and perceived control are internal drivers to decision making and goal setting and sticking to those goals. We also have external drivers. While internally we are more motivated from emotional stimuli, external are more likely to be stimuli that we encounter in everyday life, more physical things. So for example, a big one at the moment is social media. We're constantly bombarded with the best way to do this, the best way to do that, the quickest way to do this, and that's going to have a huge effect on our ability to commit and stick to, certainly in the nutritional and physical activity area. So another external influencer or driver that we should be aware of as coaches when working with clients nutritionally are their dietary preferences. So some people choose a specific way of eating compared to another, and this could be also due to external influences like social media, but it could also be down to emotional internal motivations, and it's important to understand that when working with each of your clients, as this can differ massively across the board.
Okay, so how do we work with clients? Well, one of the first things that we want to consider is where the client's at. And at BD, we use our 3 priorities model. We show this Venn diagram that you'll see in the corner here and we get them to talk about where they're being pulled. Are they being pulled from a business perspective? Are they being pulled with a family issue going on? How much time are they dedicating to their leisure, and what they consider leisure? Obviously, coming to see us as trainers is part of that. Once they start to understand these three priorities, it helps put things into perspective. And when we start talking nutritionally and about lifestyle issues with them, we can dial it back into something that they're beginning to understand and kind of appreciate. Now, obviously, we all get told a very similar thing when we start working nutritionally with clients, and that's the client often says, but I eat really healthy. But what is healthy? This is one of the questions that we have to determine, or what they think of as being healthy, okay? So when we look at that, we've got to take into consideration all those intrinsic and extrinsic factors that Ella's been talking about, their belief system with what they believe to be healthy, and whether or not they're missing certain things that are actually adding to their health or taking away from their health. Now, one of the things I always use initially with clients is an observation period, which is pretty much used in science throughout, be it biology, physics, whatever, okay? And we observe their patterns and habits over a period of time. I like 28 days, a kind of 4-day or a 7-day diet plan doesn't really do it justice. You want to look at their patterns, you want to look at what they're likely to go off on, and what they're habitually sticking to. That helps give the coach an idea of what they're going to adhere to. Are they constantly overeating? If they are overeating, is it at certain times of either the month or the week or the day? And what those food choices tend to be. Now, this is the way that we choose to work at BD. Like I say, we've done this kind of work for a long time, but the requirements for our clients is that they do have to track that to be able to work with us nutritionally, okay?